Back in the day, when I was a pastor, spent 20 years as a licensed minister. Back in the day when I was a pastor, I did a lot of counseling. And I forgot to do the Rex Bear mistake. Sorry about that. I just get a little anxious. But back in the day when I did a lot of counseling, I remember talking to people and counseling people, didn't like it, wasn't very good at it. But I did a lot of counseling. And one of the things that I remember was a story about confrontation, talk between a husband and a wife. And it just reminded me, along with some nudging from SANDRA, of the fact that, and a great comment in the chat room, and I can't remember who said it, sorry, I can't give you credit, about expectation laying the foundation for resentment. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is a little pre-gym morning mantra, a lot to do today, so I had to consolidate my activities. And I remember this story. A woman was complaining about her husband not taking out the trash. And this woman had the expectation that men are supposed to take out the trash. And this man came from a household where the mother insisted that she take out the trash. And the backstory is that the mother was a smoker. The father wasn't too appreciative of that fact. And the mother wanted to take out the trash so that she could sneak a few puffs on a cigarette. So in this poor man's world, the mom always took out the trash. He had an expectation that the woman takes out the trash. That's just the way his world worked. This poor lady had an expectation that taking out trash is a man's job. And when he wouldn't take out the trash, it made her distressed to the point of, it was the first thing that she talked about when they came in for marriage counseling. And unfortunately, they came to me. It must be said, I know how to mess one up. So I guess if you know what not to do, you can be somewhat helpful in saying, hey, here's what I did. Do something else. But at any rate, that's not what we're here to talk about today. But that woman had this expectation that a man's supposed to take out the trash. And he wasn't taking out the trash because that's not what he did in his life. That's not what he saw in his life. So this lady is thinking, this dirty, rotten, lazy bastard. It's a little early in the morning, but I'll say it anyway. He's just sitting there, not taking out the trash because he's lazy, because he doesn't love me. She had an expectation he's supposed to take out the trash. He didn't know he's supposed to take out the trash. In his world, the woman took out the trash, and for good reasons. So what's the lesson? The lesson is that this woman had this expectation that the dude's supposed to take out the trash. Dude wasn't taking out the trash. So her expectation had turned into a very deep and powerful resentment. What should have happened in that situation? And I wish that they had come for counseling tomorrow instead of yesterday, because obviously, if you have expectations of people, you might want to talk with them about them. You might want to share with them about them. What would have happened if this lady would have said, honey, you know, I don't understand why you won't take out the trash. In my house, my dad always took out the trash. And he would have said, oh, I'm so sorry, because in my family, my mom always took out the trash. And they could have had a laugh about it. And I'm sure because he was married to her, he would have loved her and he would have got up and taken out the trash. And they wouldn't have wound up getting lousy counseling from some crazy evangelist trying to be a pastor. So if you have expectations of someone that aren't being met and they're turning into resentments, because they will, it's not a matter of when, it's just a matter of if, talk to them. Say, hey, this is how the trash taking out worked in my family. How did the trash taking out work in your family? And you might find that that's the answer. But can I give you an advanced technique? Can I give you some advanced strategy on expectation and resentment? The best way to handle your expectations and to keep the best way to keep your expectations from turning into resentments is not to have any. Not to have any. Just live in the present moment. Just find the middle way. Don't be for it. Don't be against it. Don't be attached to it. Don't be unattached to it. Just be. Oh, Jeff, that sounds a little Nirvana-esque, a little Pollyannic, a little too esoteric. Well, maybe it is. Hello in France. Good morning. If I knew something to say in French, I'd try, but I'd butcher it anyway, because you know what they say. A native English speaker will never be able to speak French properly, so I won't insult your beautiful language. But let's just start with baby steps. If you have expectations and they're causing you resentments in your life, because they will, bonjour. Let's have a talk. Let's express, let's share, and let's don't go like this. Let's open our hearts like that. I think that means love, je t'aime, right? And I'm butchering it, but hey. And as we grow and learn and develop, then we can come to the place where we don't have expectations. And if you don't have expectations, you're guaranteed to never have resentments. That's just a little pre-gym morning mantra, a little coffee together. And I hope that this will make a little bit of difference in your life. And I think somebody's sitting there saying, that makes a lot of sense. So that's what we do here with the morning mantras. Just give you a little of this, a little of that, maybe get you to ask some questions, maybe get you to question some answers on your way towards unindoctrinating yourself and creating yourself, building the life that you'll love. Involved in some great LIFETRACK analysis work today. I'm amazed at the profundity of that practice, and I'm equally amazed at why so few people take advantage of it. But love and light to you all. We're the last generation of real humans. I'm about to go do some physical optimization. Help me get to spiritual optimization. What are you going to do today? I hope that you're going to manage some expectations, have some conversations, prevent resentments. We're the last generation of real humans. Let's get rid of our expectation. Let's move beyond our resentments. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get busy.